Hello, I'm John Proctor on Tunnel John West, and I'm having a Divinity Original Sin 2 adventure. I had to name check the game there because I basically only just started. In fact, if you watched episode 0, I've actually picked a new character. I'm still the same guy, but now I'm a knight instead of a wayfarer. I've also decided to use the mouse instead and keyboard, which I think is going to make a lot more sense. I do think it's tremendously clever how they got the controller to work, but I'm just going to show you. So I basically looked at a small guide on like how to start like a basic character, right? And I'm mostly the standard knight build, but I moved 1 constitution to my strength, so I'm 13 strength. I swapped. What was it? I got warfare and necromancer, so I should have had two-handed, but I've picked necromancer on a recommendation, and that's pretty much it. And he's got all the rest of it is stuff that he naturally would have got anyway as a knight. So yes, I've not used any of my spells yet, but I have picked up a knife. I don't think I found that last time. I apparently can sneak. I did not know that was a thing. Huh. Apparently the sea sneaks. Well, the game has not taught me about sneaking. That's pretty damn cool though. Right. So I don't know how to use any of my abilities, but I do have... I've got Dragon's Blaze and my free wizard abilities. I don't know how to set my knife up yet, but we'll find out. I'm going to recenter the screen. So I was going to start at the ladder, but I realised, you know, as soon as I picked up the knife, I was like, well, now I've done certain things different. And I can't talk to that sheep anymore. But, oh, hang on. Oh, I need to grab another thing. There you go, and you can click and drag. Like so, and I think that's also tremendously clever. So...
You there. Come here.
You know what? I'm going to talk to him this time.
Before you can even touch the lever, you hear a sniff and snort behind you as the snoring Magister mumbles himself awake. One bloodshot eye opens, and then another.
Should have tried sneaking.
Is my shift over? Are you here to relieve me? Wait, you're no Magister. You're a sorcerer. What are you doing here, filthy red scale? Choose your words carefully. My fists ache to meet a new face.
I think my... See, I'm no longer finesse. I'm going to ignore the guard and make a move towards the nearby lever. No, let's try wits. So salute him and say superior setting you. Sweet. Wits.
And it's about time too. The lads and lasses up there are getting lazy. Figures they'd send one of you sorcerers down. They can barely be chuffed to wiggle a single toe. Can't just leave the prisoner alone though. I heard he might be the one causing trouble upstairs.
So wits and strength because I'm a knight. Flex your arms, you'll keep an eye on the prisoner, he wouldn't dare cross you. Persuasion success.
That's all I needed to hear. Just don't let that caged rascal fool you. You can't trust him as far as you can throw him.
So there we go. That's new. Now I don't know what to do. I had a bunch of stuff from killing them last time. Hemwar.
Hey! Hey! Get me out of this cage and I'll make it worth your while. You in?
I'm carefully. Why is he in the cage in the first place?
Your guess is as good as mine. Someone screamed loud as a banshee. After that, pure pandemonium. They never even told me what I was accused of. Just dragged me down here.
What's exactly in it for me?
Set me free, and I'll set you free. A fair trade, I should think.
What should I do?
A gentleman among jesters, you are. Give that lever a pull, and I guarantee we'll both get something out of the deal.
I'm 100% sure he's going to attack me, but I want his stuff, so...
The prisoner's buoyant voice darkens as his eyes rest on yours.
Ah, freedom. Tastes better than wine. I'm nothing if not a man of my word. And I did give my word I'd set you free, lad. Say your prayers while you've breath to speak them.
There we go.
The halls await.
I was tempted to just leave him. But... he cast a fireball.
You're not trying to escape, are you?
Right, now it's my turn. So press the left mouse button on the enemy to attack. I'm going to move out of this goddamn fire. Oh, yes. Ah, screw it. Let's just attack him. Crippling blow. Battering. Oh, I'm right next to him already. So that will knock him down. Ah, crippling blow. On this guy. I missed. And then I'm going to step off the fire, I think. He's now even more burning. This is your hotbar. Click on a skill to perform that action. He's now knocked down. Ah, cool, he's dead.
What would he have to gain by killing me? I need to keep my guard up.
Okay, there's nothing on him. How do I heal? Well, I've got a minor healer potion. I'll try that. That seems to do it. Do you really have nothing on him? Zoom in. It's still going to take me a little bit of getting used to. No, I don't really want that bowl. We'll probably have to figure out my face, or I could just keep moving it, I guess. Don't need a bowl. Okay, cool. Not where I wanted to go. There's a ladder here. Is this the ladder I took before? No, it's just a ladder to there. Tried to lockpick this door. Okay, fair enough. I can't. I can attack the door though. It's going to take me a while. No, I'm good with not attacking the door, unless that's the only way to get out. Now, I appreciate that fire and oil go together, like fire and oil. That is to say, quite well. I've also got to remember, like, if we look at the sheep, hello sheep, and if I hold down shift, I don't have to, it'll tell me it's line of sight. That's good for sneaking, presumably. I'm seeing if I can go all the way around. No, I didn't want to do that. Hang on. Hold down the mouse button. I'm just going to walk all the way around like this. Is it Alt? Is it Shift? There's a way of telling me where the nearby items are, and I always get it wrong. Not that. That seems to be fight stance. Okay. Dang. Do I actually need to get into that room? Is that the way out room? Let's just go up. There we go. New information was added to your journal. We've got 3 new entries.
No lesions, no trauma.
2 new chronicles. Okay. So, I'm going to put that on the map while I read this. So, get your bearings and then go to the upper deck. As sorcerers, we have been arrested by the Divine Order. Prison island of Fort Joy awaits. Find someone to remove your source collar. I'm bound by a magical collar that cannot be removed. So I'm an exile, hunted, plagued by ever-stranger dreams. Someone seems to be reaching out to me in my sleep. I should find the lizard dreamer to explain these visions. To chapter 1. We are aboard the Merryweather. On our way to the sorcerer colony of Fort Joy, we were told there is a murderer on board of us. Alexander's advisor, Dallas, noticed the Void Woken are attracted to Source. Alexander quarantined the sorcerers. The divine sacrifice did not buy peace. The rise of the Void Woken brought the world death, destruction, and fear. Lucian the Divine, champion of the gods, sacrificed himself to save Rivellon from the Void. His son Alexander now leads the Divine Order, the Magister Crusade. Led by Lucian's son Alexander, the dominant Magisters of the Divine Order are rounding up sorcerers for exile. So I don't know what's up with the Chronicles, but we have a map. Got some dialogues. You can see I spoke to the sheep, but this time it doesn't help me. Right, cool. There is actually somebody over there, Magister Sirwine, who let me go, didn't she? Is it? No, 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 no. Ah, okay, cool. Let's save my game though.
No marks, no indication.
Everything's...
So, Alt, okay. If I pick up the ancient book, I will get in trouble. What about this small tome?
Junk.
Well, I don't want junk, do I? I do want the small tome. Probably don't need the stern letter anymore, but it's worth 1 gold. Let's read this. We are too long presumed source as a virtuous part of civil society, yet we need to look no further into the past than the source king's reign to understand the havoc such as magics may wreak. One day, another order must follow in the source hunter's footsteps. Sorcerers must be muted. The new model of source collars provide by Redman is most effective. There seems to be more than 1 page. Or there isn't more than 1 page even. Cool. So it's... So is it shift? What does it say? Not enough space. Ah. Gold cup. I'm pretty sure gold is worth taking. Yeah, it's worth 100 and... 25. Let's talk to Swain.
Why, you're looking... There you are.
Oh.
Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters.
Okay, because of the tags, I get special talk options. Okay, so Muse. Muse that by the rim's shape you can tell you're on a Lucian-class frigate, but why?
Why? Because we're at sea, of course, and have been for several days.
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Source. For good.
Mention there was a little accident in the cargo deck.
Is he? Oh well. Some problems simply sort themselves, don't they?
Cool. Pull out the thing around your neck futilely. Demand to know why she collared you.
Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those Source spells of yours? See what happens.
No lesions.
You recall the power building inside of you, the stare that enthralled a demon. Unleash it. Red Prince.
Currents of magic surge inside you, boiling, bursting, then breaking, only to fade back into your soul like rain into the earth.
Let's put that back there.
My, look at the concentration on your face. All will, but no result.
This can still hit you with a sword.
There you have it. See? The collar's function. It neuters you of sorts. Makes you unable to cast Source. For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's.
Take your leave. Cool. Look at the map. There is apparently important stuff on the map. Is there? Quest marker. Okay, journal, J. I... What's the K? No? Skills cost 1 memory. Huh. L. We have hot under the collar. Find someone to remove your source. I'm bound by a magical collar that cannot be removed. Okay, cool. Who's this? Magister Marl.
A young magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles whiten around her weapon as you pass.
Good God!
Behind the magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
Peer into the room and ask what happened.
There's been a murder. A sorcerer was killed by one of your own. Lucky you were busy getting your collar fitted at the time, or you'd be a suspect like the rest of them.
I mean, I just killed another one, but whatever.
Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does.
Okay, Red Prince. Tell him you wouldn't trust a magister to get to the bottom of a butter dish.
If you have nothing to hide, I'm sure it'll go just fine. Bloody lizard. Nothing to see here.
That's not yours. Attitude -5. Okay. So if I press Shift, if I press Alt, oh, I see. Yeah. So I got in trouble for that.
Ugly sight, isn't it?
I'm-
Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this.
Inform her that she wasn't this man's protector, she was his captor. Ask why she's letting you so close to the crime scene. For all she knows you could be the killer. Take your leave. I'm asking her why she let me so close.
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't even stir. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course.
Say you don't hail from the House of Dreams when you sleep. You truly sleep. Yeah, I'll go for the lizard option.
Figured as much. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers. Sometimes they clam up in front of a uniform. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you.
Yeah,
How about that?
Below Decks. I think we've got a title for the episode as well. Alright, cool. I'm going to tell her my price is considerably higher than that.
Not in here, it isn't.
Fair enough.
You let me know if you hear anything. Whoever did this is dangerous.
Right.
But who?
I'd like a button shortcut for spinning the screen. Hang on. Controls. What is Q and E? Hang on, what does Q do? Okay, E is character sheet. Why couldn't, like... It's home and end, isn't it? But home and end are way over there. Right, hang on. Ah, screw that, come forward.
No known associates. In fact, he seemed quite averse to spending time with the others.
Delete and end. Where is end? In-game menu. Equipment is E. What does I do? Character panels. What about Z and X? Z and X doing anything? X is something, but... Toggle actions on hotbar. Really? I quite like that, but let's... Controls. Camera rotate left. Z. Toggle master minimap. God damn. Why didn't I notice that? I don't know what it means by toggle. You know what? I'm not going to play multiplayer, so I don't really need that. And X is... It's Game Master, Target, Kill, Resurrect, and toggle actions bar on hotbar. I do want to... Okay. Okay, cool. Why isn't that working anymore? Right. Another barrel. That will take me upstairs, so I don't want to go upstairs just yet. This is much easier.
Come on, please, Losa.
I forgot how to sing. I did.
Bedroll. I'm pretty sure bedrolls are useful. Pick up a bedroll. Use it to rest and heal your party. Understood.
Put a knuckle in it. I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
On the metal plate. Let's talk to Lowe's.
There you are. Husband.
Okay. Pretty sure I recognise you.
Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not at all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical.
Look at the passel of dirty kids and say they seem well enough like brats to you. Okay, play along and take her arm with a grin. Tell the children they must be mistaken.
How very correct you are, spouse of mine. Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeb refuses to be confused with anyone else. What? What's so funny?
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we?
Say that's true enough. Shake a hand. Low say. You presume?
You presume right.
Do you know anything about the murder that happened on board?
Nope. Trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better.
Tell her she ought to have a look around with you. You can watch each other's backs.
Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You're too soft for it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she is a companion.
You take care, though.
How do I turn this off? I'm guessing it's the toggle button. Right, take your
Suddenly,
leave.
her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer. As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
Good luck, Chief.
Cool.
Sing us a song, I know you can.
That's enough now.
Oh, I sung a single song, lady. So if I press Alt, might be something in this barrel. Here's some shoes. Cool. Equip. Okay, I like there's a combine option. I think I read that shoes and nails are good for on ice. I'll forget that soon enough, but right now I remember it. That is Sybil. Source muted.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the dry cackling of an old witch.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
Ask if I may join her.
She shakes her head.
Game for one, I'm afraid. Rolling dice. Deciding fates.
Frown or laugh? I'm gonna laugh. Can she read the future in Cowan Trails as well?
She eyes you quite seriously.
Not the future, no. But I can read the past in flesh. One of the perks of being an elf, you see. I'm quite good at it, too. I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last. Shall I?
You don't see why not? Extend your arm.
She gives your arm a vigorous stroke of the tongue, efficient like a cat grooming.
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers. As everyone lay sleeping, your hunger gnawed and gnawed at you until you could stand it no longer.
That's a neat talent.
Finding the cellar door ajar, instead of trying to escape, You snuck into the pantry like a common thief, only to find nothing but rather questionable turnips.
It's kind of a nice way to tell me what happened before the start of the game as well.
There you stood, as a magister walked in, still hungry, feeling a mighty fool.
Admit wide-eyed, that's exactly right.
Of course it is. The truth's right there, skin deep. But don't you worry, darling. Your secret's safe with me.
I've got a bucket on my head. I can't be that embarrassed.
I don't lick and tell.
Very nice. Whose dice? Whose fate are those dice of hers deciding?
Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a coy smile on her lips.
Never say never, though.
Cool. Apparently I didn't consider asking her about murder. I'm just going to try
The
one
woman
more time.
keeps rolling her dice. She pays you no further notice.
Fair enough. There's a little section over here. Victor.
I'm busy watching for clues, sorcerer. Go take your sub-story somewhere else.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
These are all the people I could have chosen, right? That's why I recognise their names.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this Trampethan.
I bet it isn't.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again.
I won't be a dick and use my noble option. Let's be
He leans
pleasant.
in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
Why does ask Ifan why the Magister suspects him of murder?
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants.
Ask Ifan what he did to find himself at the mercy of a subordinate.
Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties.
Still curious about that murder. Did you do it?
No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough.
Do you know anything about Fort Joy?
The Joy? I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself.
This is interesting. I can reply how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm a weird lizard noble. I'd like to meet Alexander. Show him exactly what I think of his bloody divine order.
Easy now. I might think the same. But Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
Ah.
What are you conspiring about over there? You, lizard, what's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name?
I'm the Red Prince.
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
Away with you, at once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
Cool. That is a greasy door.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us.
Beast and
We're
Guild.
like cattle to them.
How did I know about Guild before?
I'll give you that knuckle.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions.
So yeah, all the dialogue in this is really nice.
He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, boy. You hear that?
Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Ask what you meant to be hearing.
The ship, of course.
Quiet and listen to the sounds of the ship.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
And?
Be good, you scallywags.
Sea sounds angry, like it's trying to capsize the ship.
The fellow cocks his ear, listening.
That isn't anger. It's
He cocks his ear to the other side, then smiles.
anticipation. She senses something. I'd hold on to my breeches if I were you, mate. That's all you hear, though. Listen close.
I'm going to try again then.
There now, just like that.
Squeak!
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back. The other catches you before you lose your footing.
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good news.
I heard it. What's this supposed to be?
Got this wolf on a leash now.
It's the wheel. The wheel. Don't you see, you beautiful idiot? Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east.
Ah. That's some good hearing he's got.
Burn my beard. That means if we've been travelling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, ben-Mezd.
I can compliment his magnificent beard. Ask him why he's so excited about getting there.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash.
Note that he must be a practiced sailor.
Captain, actually. And that figure tells me we're getting close to the Joy. Close to what lies beyond it, too.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, ben-Mezd.
Okay, cock and eyebrow. If he's hatching an escape plan you want in, say nothing but look him over once before leaving. You may want to find him again inside Fort Joy. I'm going to cock an eyebrow, because that's fun as a lizard man.
He continues stroking his beard, a beatific smile on his lips, and doesn't acknowledge you anymore.
What the hell's a beatific smile? Beatific. Blissful happiness. Fair enough. Okay, cool. I'm never going to use that word, but I'll try and remember it.
Always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
The Magisters are out for blood. You saw the body, didn't you? Big bruiser like you ought to be able to take 'em on.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
I don't know if I need more than one bedroll.
I know you can.
Be good, you scallywags.
I'll leave all the beers. Jalen.
Name?
It was one of them. I know it.
You're commonly called by your title, the Red Prince.
Well, you aren't here on my list. Scram, eh? We're trying to catch a killer here.
I'll give you
I
that
should
knuckle.
probably be very
Carry
careful
on.
about grabbing things like that.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by
You're
one.
really red. I bet that's why the Magisters took you. They took me because I'm magic.
Make me mad.
Wow. Are you a dragon? You look like a dragon. But where are your wings?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet.
Do you know Losa? She's a really good singer. I'm better though. Listen. La 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 la.
Yeah, I disagree. Right. There's Vane. And
Here
Pain.
to register, sir. Good, good. Magister Williams is just about done with the last passenger. You faring okay so far?
I'm ask if he actually cares.
Of course I do. Seems Voidwalk can dog your heels like a shadow. That's no way to live, is it?
Oh, that's nice.
You'll see. We're gonna help you.
I don't think they're gonna help us, but it's nice that he cares.
You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
Yeah, not quite yet. I want to talk to that lady first.
The elf is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. He looks up, his big round eyes scanning your body, absorbing every detail.
I didn't even know he was an elf.
He reaches out, flicks a finger against one of your scales, and rubs his chin.
He's not an elf, is he? I mean, he might be, but he's got a fake face on,
Fascinating.
I think.
He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page, completely oblivious to your presence.
Say that to touch a prince of the empires, to experience 7 years of good fortune, he's welcome.
7 years? What an infinitesimal period. Why would anyone... Oh dear. I seem to have crossed some cultural taboo. How difficult. You have my apologies, Lizard. Perhaps I should demand the same from those red-cloaked humans. They laid their hands on me more than once.
Oh, bemused. Who is this guy?
Ah, yes. The niceties. My name is Fane. I am a scholar from... Well, I am a seeker of knowledge. That is enough. It is pleasurable to meet you.
Not towards the book. Has he found much knowledge in there?
Hardly. I've been reading this one for several minutes, and I have yet to find a single insight into the mysteries of the universe. It is simultaneously too detailed and insufficient. I know the beginning of this tale and the end, but I am rather missing the middle. Tell me, what do you know of our world's history?
I'll go for scholar. Red Prince, Lizard, or scholar. Well, Cranley Hubert's works generally seen as the authority, but you can recommend some histories of each race. I know he's much older than that, but still.
Most unusual. And if it's not too rude to suggest, not much of an answer. No, I want to know about the Celestial. I want to know about your gods. This text tells me that they created all creatures, but nothing of what came before. Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others of their kind?
Snort, if he wants legends, he shouldn't be reading a history book.
Of course you don't have any useful information. Why did I expect anything else? Now please, run along. I have a world to decipher.
Why are you so curious about the gods?
No amount of pestering will get the elf to take his eyes off his book or respond to your questions.
Mad? No. Insufferable? Surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
My prince.
The cook bows slightly and wipes her hands on her gruel-stained garb.
Forgive me, Your Highness. I didn't expect... Well, anyway, whether I had more than cornmeal and rotting roots to serve, I'd concoct something more fitting for one of your stature.
It's been nice. Kind of like why I do kind of want to be a prick because I'm a prince, But,
She nods and smiles wanly before returning to her duties.
Right, let's go see the dude.
Keep those bolts trained on her, and if she tries to run, shoot to kill.
You seem on edge, officer.
Never thought
What on
you'd
earth
end
is
up
the
a
matter?
prison guard, Vic.
Murder most foul, and I strongly suspect you know all about it.
Do you? Well, perhaps you're absolutely right.
Well,
bunch of neat stuff.
this wolf on a leash now.
Sweet, that's lunch taken care of.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
Oh, she was in the cutscene at the start.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
Address the sorcerer and ask her what she meant by there are others whose lives must end. I can actually try and start a mutiny or just say yes to her.
It means your journey draws to a close. Do stick around for its finale, though, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
Right. That didn't end well, did it?
What's happened?
Right. Left alt to highlight objects that can be picked up. Okay, let's look at my journal, which is not J, is it? It's L. So, getting armed. No. Sorcerer lies murdered. What's the new bit then? Oh, the sorcerer slipped her source collar and triggered a huge explosion. We have to escape. Cool. Well, there's a bunch of people I should probably... Oh. They're all dead. I see.
The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor, his great beard twisted and tangled around him. He is stock still. You can't see if he's living or dead.
Listen for a heartbeat.
You hear a faint thud, thud, thud. He's alive, but only just.
Can I help
The
him?
dwarf lies in a heap on the floor.
Well, I'm now burning.
Ifan lies motionless, curled on the ground like an animal. Under his shaggy hair, you can see green eyes fluttering as if in a nightmare. A low whine escapes his lips.
Shake him and try and wake him.
His eyes flicker open, but he doesn't register your presence at all.
Lucien. Lucien.
Ifan cries out, then his eyes fall closed again. No matter how much you shake him now, he cannot be roused.
Interesting. Kind of wish I wasn't on fire. But...
No, not the final dark. Not yet.
Reassure her you'll get her out of here if you can.
It's no use. Your words do not seem to reach her.
The dice roll darkly. They're rolling for me.
Yeah, as you might have guessed by now, I don't necessarily have the heart to be a dick. But I'll
The young
see.
woman lies in a heap on the floor. She's breathing normally, but her eyes are wide open, like those of a corpse. Dark, greyish-black clouds swirl through them. She doesn't stir.
I told her to wake up. Okay, I know everyone's going to say that, but you can't just stop and go, no, it's fine. I'll be able to get... Oh, a chunk of flesh. Elves can eat limbs to experience the memories of the person that the limb once belonged to. Yes, I heard that. There appears to be several ways up. Is E01 here?
The Magister lies on the floor, unconscious and bleeding from a dire-looking wound.
Right, I seem to... No, not that. I seem to remember an ancient book. Not that. Some crimes like murdering or stealing leave a crime scene. Okay, well I did not know that. Now I'm a criminal. Could I put it back? The Source King insists there are no magics too foul, even those that would block or even remove the source within an individual. I delight in his madness. It is an invitation to manipulate all which we once believed immutable. He provides all manner of experimental subjects. The text beneath lists a series of hexes and materials required for muting source. Some of those objects are circled in black ink and annotated as followed. Helm, collar, mask. You can have your bloody book back. Let's go upstairs.
The hatch is blocked. I'll need to find another way.
Wet. Yeah, we're probably starting to take too. I don't know if there's a time limit, but there's also a couple of flags. Why are there two flags? Oh, whatever. Let's just leave. Should I briefly check this amulet? It's red though, isn't it? Hang on. Troubled waters. Cool. So I want to double check the amulet. Like, I don't want an amulet if it's just going to get me in trouble. Yeah, I don't want it. Cool. So it's going to be at this sort of pace until I get my bearings. Grab that gold cup though. Must be careful about that fire as well.
Damn! That doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards!
Okay, I can attack. Could I just check out the other side? There is an angry dog. Saw sound. Fair enough. Let's continue attacking the door. I'll probably walk through the fire easily enough, but... Well, that was a nice one.
Thank the gods! I can find Grace. What was...
He eyes the collar circling your neck and reaches a hand towards his blade.
Another sorcerer!
The Magister's companion doesn't blink, frozen in place at the sight of you.
Finger your collar. You can help them if they can get the stupid device off you.
Even if I knew how to rip that thing off, I wouldn't. Some crazy banshee comes screaming through, and now we got void bugs swarming up top. Sorcerer mutiny!
He whispers loudly to the other Magister.
Don't just cower there, Rix. Take out your blade.
Rix grabs his sword, which shakes in the rhythm of his trembling hand.
Wits persuasion. Tell him Magister Swain is injured. She asked you to go find help. I know I'm stronger than I am witty, but... Ask her. I'll do strength persuasion. Snarl. That's right, there's a mutiny, and if they want to see their families again, they'll stand down. Persuasion success. Let's play with my strengths, shall we?
Rix looks to his companion, who then looks to you. They drop their hands to their sides.
Go then. Get out of here.
Right. Some bound terms. Where are they? Read. The Source Hunters, valiant though they were, could not have foreseen Brachus' resurrection at the hand of the cult of the Immaculates. We owe their very lives to two more of the very order the first fought to bring Brachus Rex to justice. The Source King is dead, yet his monuments still dot the land, a chilling but necessary reminder of his legacy of cruelty, greed, and arrogance. Read. Sorcerer monarchs once performed great deeds across the lands, and in his first days Brachus did so from the isle he called home, but in time, as true to so many things, he became increasingly corrupted by Source. So great was his greed and his fear that crafted a soul forged with his twin Cassandra. Once the ritual was complete, Brachus turned her into an undead lich so that she, and thus he, might live forever. Cool. I forget I can move things. Over many brutal decades, Brachus' tyranny spread. His hunger for source and political power drove him to develop heinous devices and magic heretofore unknown. He punished the living with death and the dead with undeath. Many attempted to stand up to him, wizards, philosophers, scholars, but it was the order of the Source Hunters that ultimately forced Brachus Rex to atone for his sins. There you go.
Just leave me be. Get on with you.
Okay, there is a shabby letter. The letter contains a set of instructions for transporting sorcerers to a place called The Joy, but someone has inked an angry black line from the top left to the bottom right. Fair enough. Boots aren't terribly heavy. Cool. I really like this. I'm going very slowly, I appreciate. I don't know how fast people play this game, but... Can I fill a bucket with water? didn't mean to pick up an entire painting. Look, I feel like a painting's going to be heavy. There we go. Fine. Oh, there's a water bucket there. Fancy give me a tutorial game? Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. Right, I think this will work. I think I can move the barrel. Cool. Take the money. Be careful about all this fire. Green. I don't know what green means. Let's go find.
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters.
So he was dead. Right. Some money. It's tonight. Toy crossbow. Well, it's better than what I'm carrying. New recipe. Okay.
What in blazes? Something's pounding on the hull.
There's a person there. Fane! Did I miss a bunch of stuff because I talked to that person too soon? I'm not sure where I should leave it, but... I don't want to go upstairs just yet. My game is saved. Okay, no, I want to... Maybe I can burn down the door. How do I get through the door? What about the priest? More money. More potion bottles. Pentagon mushroom. Cool. There's crafting. You've collected the right ingredients to craft your first potion. Combine your ingredients to craft. Open your inventory and press the craft button. You know what? I shall do that. But here's a note and a skull marked key. Okay, I'm going to do that and then I'm going to... Oh, where's Fane?
You pass through the door and are suddenly face to face with an undead. His skull is bizarrely angular, and a glorious jewel sits in the middle of his forehead. The skeleton is quickly leafing through a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia, muttering to himself.
No, no, no! What damn fools record knowledge on a pulped tree? It catches fire, it turns into must when wet, it cannot even resist acid! No wonder they're so bloody ignorant.
The skeleton looks up and notices you for the first time.
Oh, it's you. Shouldn't you be running and screaming or some such?
Right, I'm going to let you go. Because otherwise I'm just going to keep going and keep going and keep going. But I've been John Proxy on John the West. I've been having Divinity 2, Divinity Original Sin 2 adventure, the definitive edition. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Thank you for watching.